On today's episode of Back of the Bird, we sit down with my full-time teammate, Connor Kirst, chat about his lacrosse career, obviously his brother's playing in the game as well, and just a really interesting look at a guy who's played about every position you can play in lacrosse except for goalie, which obviously his brothers do at a high level. Also chat about some more PLL cards, some NLL news, including the exhibition schedule, and get a little off the rails as well early in the episode. Should be a good one. Episode 125 of the Back of the Bird.
Take your first ride and run, baby, run. If you want a sign, this is it. You're mad, you're magic, you're as hot as a gun. You wanna play with fire, consider this. You'll chase the thrill if it's worth the hit, 'cause you never ever wanna work for it. Take your first ride and run, baby, run. You got a spine of steel and a roar of thunder. Yeah, you make me drown, yeah, you're pulling me under.
All right, we're back. No Headphone Polly's live from the basement with the trucks and the cars in the background for those watching the video. But episode 125, Back of the Bird, brought to you by Cottage Springs. Don't know if you guys saw, the gins are here. The gin sodas are here to stay. So get out there, give them a try, just in time for the cross season for all the fans out there. So get to your LCBO. They should be available now. But we'll dive into it. Paulie, what's going on, buddy?
What is going on? Not too much. Down for a quick rip in Buff on Saturday. Did a little physicals. Just got to see some of the boys. Literally a quick in and out, which was nice. So yeah, went down to Buff, and then what do we had? Then we had a little birthday party when I got back, and classic move by one of my buddies. He rented a Chase costume, like I'm talking like a full like mascot Chase from Paw Patrol costume.
Yeah.
Just tears as soon as he walked in the door from pretty much every kid. Ruined the birthday party. He's just like, I don't know how much he spent. Like it was legit. Like it'd be like what you see like in the mall and like head on, but just ruined the birthday party for all the kids. Just terrified of him. So
Was it like he should have known better, or like it was a cool costume that the kids just reacted poorly
well, I
to?
guess you never know how kids are gonna react. Like all the kids love Paw Patrol, but I guess just when it's like you're in close quarters, like in a house.
Yeah, it's a 6 foot
and
tall.
he's like, yeah, and he's like my size. So like Chase is now like 7 foot, 300 pounds. Like yeah, you're a little scary, I guess. So that was hilarious. And then yeah, that was really it, I guess. I didn't do much Friday. Didn't do much. A little classic Sunday, little family photo shoot, Brawny Park. Yeah, that's just it's great. So that
Get
was
it in now.
what's that?
We got to get those on the Back of the Bird socials.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might need
Out
to
here.
see.
Yeah, we'll get some for sure. It was more for my wife and her friend and her newborn, but obviously we had to sneak in some family photos, so it was all right.
Good stuff. Donnie, what about you?
Very exciting news. You guys already know. Free coffee in the Tim Hortons hockey cards, baby. No, I'm good. We go to Vegas on Thursday here, so it's finally time to get going. And yeah,
I like it.
Danny, first weekend camp for you. How you feeling?
Like I was hit by 4 trucks and then backed over and then sat under the wheel for 4 hours. But there's just nothing you can do, right? Like we were kind of talking about it. It's like prepare all you want. Like the reactive change of direction to what someone else is doing. It's like everything is going to get a little bit of a tweak in it. And that's without even getting hit or anything. And, just the multiple sessions and stuff, it just takes a little bit of a toll. But it's one of those feelings that's like really shitty, but it's also really nice to have it back. Like to just feel that like that weird soreness. But yeah, all in all, really good. Got shriveled at went to St. Louis on Sunday for some wings, and I swear to God,
Where?
this guy in like downtown, like right across from Rogers Center.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and I swear these wings were cooked 3 days before, and then they just, like cooked them again, so they were like so burnt. Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm never saying anything in that situation. Like I'm
Oh,
just doing it. I'm just like, even if I don't eat them and they're like, "How was it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's great." Like I'll get them to go and then I'll throw them out rather than being like, "Those are bad."
Yeah.
no, I'm an
But
absolute coward at restaurants.
Yeah.
An absolute coward, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Can't
So
complain about anything. I'm just like, yeah, just bite my tongue. Just like nothing. Like, I'll just soak. It was like when I told you that story, like Bouvet, when the guy's like, "Oh, you want a lobster tail?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're going out for like a date night. Yeah, I'll have the lobster tail. Like market price. This thing was $100 lobster tail, and it was like not even good." And he's like, "How's the lobster tail?" After like the bill comes, I'm like, "Oh, unbelievable! Like, thanks, buddy. Like, appreciate it.
yeah,
Like,
Worth
really.
every
great
penny.
call, great call." Not a sniff, dude. Like a 4-ounce lobster tail for $100. Like, no, tasted like rubber. But I'm like,
Yeah,
no, it was amazing, man. Like, great job. And like, here's also a 20% tip for sure. Like, you get everything.
Yeah.
yeah. It was funny, but then when I went to the bathroom and left my card with the person I was with for dinner, and she told him I thought they were burnt, and then he she's like, he's not going to say anything, but he thought they were burnt, so the guy took a pound of wings off the bill, which was a nice move by him. But we also ordered fried pickles, and those never came. So this guy was really on, let me tell you. But yeah,
What
no,
was
all in all, good weekend. Need some rest for sure, so I'm a little gassed today, but really nice to be back with the boys, just laughing and feeling like a kid again, just mixing it up and nice and competitive right out of the gate, which is it was a lot of fun.
speaking
But
of sore, a buddy, actually, like my brother's good buddy that we grew up with, he's kind of got into like, he was like a real estate agent, anyways. He's kind of got into like, I guess like motivational speaking and whatever. And he kind of like he runs like a group and he can like subscribe to it. He's like, whatever, unlocking your inner self. This guy like decided to run an ultra marathon. Like, and I think he like did it within like a month kind of deal. And again, kind of like just you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And, like, congrats to him. It's unbelievable. But like, classic, like, speaking of soreness, but I was watching, like, he obviously had like a bunch of clips and like people were running with him like 10K at a time. And like, I saw him run the last 10K. And like, again, I'm not running 70K anytime, so I can't really like chirp him. But this guy was like, it just looks so painful. And like, I'm just like, dude, like, he was essentially like, speed walking by the end. Like he went from Collingwood to Owen Sound. That's how far he ran.
Jesus.
that's
Like
why.
so that's but yeah, like you hate to chirp the guy, but I'm just like I was watching, I'm just like my hips started hurting like just looking at him. Like I can't even imagine how that I gotta text him, like see how he's feeling, but I guarantee he's probably in a wheelchair right now.
Oh yeah, I was speaking of that too. I was watching that like clips from the Ironman World Championships. Guys just buzzing the bike like so fast, throwing up off the side of the bike as he's going, and like another guy collapsed and because of the heat out there. But those people are nuts, man. Like a 9 hour race Ironman is like it doesn't even make sense to me that you can do like I can't like to do that long is I don't even know how long the swim is, but like an hour of
It's
swimming or whatever.
a 2K swim, full marathon, then like 130K bike, I think something like that. A
That's what I
girl
mean. Like
The girl
trying
I
to
dated in high school, her dad won, and yeah, it took him 12 hours.
like that's insane, man. For like, I love Donnie giggling that you're bringing up a high school girlfriend, but um, I can't. I just can't
Fun
imagine.
fact about my high school girlfriend, dated her for 5 years. Her and Dory are best friends now.
As long as you think it's funny.
Oh, I love it. I don't care. I think it's hilarious. Like we moved. This is like just completely off the rails, but like moved to Toronto, and then she was living in Toronto at the time. She had like a boyfriend at the time, so we kind of like reconciled, and we were like friends. And then me and Dory started seeing each other. Then like all of a sudden, like they both like brought each other up, and I'm just like, how'd you guys like find me? And then I was like, oh, we're going for coffee. And then literally like we moved to Burlington. She lived in Burlington. Then they just like became friends. I'm just like, girls are so funny. Like they both just like found each other randomly, and now we're like good friends. But it's hilarious. No, I think it's hilarious.
That's great stuff. I love it. Small world. Paulie also gets his haircut by an ex-girlfriend of mine. So it's
Not
complete.
anymore.
No, you left. She did a bad job. Fucking right, she did.
No, he got rid of my boy Brock. Got rid of the studio, so I don't know where she went.
Uh-oh.
That's how it worked. Like, no, I trust me. I would have kept getting my haircut.
This is completely off the rails.
But no, he shut down the parlor, so that's no one else.
We have to keep that in.
Oh man,
the look on your face, you're like, no, like trust me. Oh, that's good stuff.
No,
oh man.
But yes, I don't even know how to relate it, but we got Connor Kirst on today, which should be a great interview. We also have some more PLL cards, which we're going to do after the interview. Outside of that, I mean, I don't know if we were the only ones to start up this weekend.
Vancouver also went this weekend.
So Vancouver, yeah. So everything's starting, the next couple of weeks here. I know.
Yep.
I mean, we had Joey on. They don't start for another week even after that, which is crazy. But Donnie, is her name Shonly? Is that how you say it?
I think so. Yeah. So Shonly Wallace is the first female scout for an NLL team. She's with Albany. She went to Oregon, then finished her college career at Albany. So was in town, and I was just reading the article about her on NLL.com. Said part of the reason she went to Albany to finish up was so that she could go to NLL games on the weekend, and played for Team Canada at the recent World Lacrosse Box Championships. So, yeah, it's just a pretty cool story, and obviously congrats to her and best of luck.
She West Ontario. Where's she from?
I'm pretty sure she's from Ontario.
Nice. Okay. Sweet.
Cool. But yeah, that's really cool. And again, you're seeing the women's game growing especially from a box perspective. So it's great to have that kind of barrier broken down and see what else can happen there. But outside of that, exhibition games. Donnie, you want to touch on those?
Yeah. So speaking of, and Connor's coming in here, so I'll go quick on this. But speaking of exhibition season, the NLL put out the full exhibition schedule. So Paulie and I are playing at the Meridian Center on November 16th. There's also a number of games, mostly in Ontario. So at the ILA, at the track, a few at Memorial, and then also just a few new ones this year. Two of which are in San Diego at their new practice facility. I actually don't know if those are going to be open to the public. I would assume they are. We're playing them the week after this upcoming weekend, and then they have another one against Colorado on the 16th. And then there's also two at the Langley Event Center. So one at the Langley Fieldhouse on November 9th, and then one, it says in the Langley Event Center, which I would assume means in the Big Bowl against Calgary on November 23rd. Obviously, the closer you get to season time, the more those will be, pretty much dress rehearsals of the real thing. So more, rosters that are going to be similar to what you're going to see, and some good games there. But these games are mostly all free. They mostly have a charitable aspect to them, and it's a really good opportunity, I think, for fans who are, especially in the GTA, to get out there and watch some good lacrosse. So check that out. It's on NLL.com. We'll make sure it gets out there. Probably get it up on Lacrosse Culture at some point as well. But lots of good lacrosse coming in the exhibition season.
Good stuff. Well, good little segue. I think it's time to bring in our buddy Kirsty. As always, Lucky Penny Media. Full service marketing company without hefty agency pricing. We understand your brand is everything to you. And working together, it means everything to us. You're more than just a client. You're a partner and a teammate. Our philosophy is simple. You grow, I grow, we grow. So here he is, Connor Kirst.
Our next guest is one of the best all-around lacrosse players in the world. Bernardsville, New Jersey native. He played midfield and took face-offs at Villanova before becoming an All-American attackman at Rutgers. He most recently was named to the All-World team at the World Lacrosse Box Championships for Team USA. And he now has the cruel and unusual punishment of being my teammate for 10 months a year on both the Vegas Desert Dogs and the Boston Cannons. Welcome to the Back of the Bird,
Right
Connor
on.
Kirst.
Right on. Appreciate that. I don't know. It's great to be here.
Nice. Good stuff, man. What's going on? What's keeping you busy these days?
Just getting geared up for the season. Trying to get back in a good routine. It's all about I'm a creature of habit, so trying to set the tone going into the year.
You're living in Vegas, right?
Yeah, back in Vegas, back in the house, so it's been good.
So do you live there alone when the other boys aren't around?
I did that last summer, but this past summer I went back to Jersey, so I was hanging out with all my brothers, which was a lot of fun, and all my friends as well.
Nice.
That's great, man. But and you've been hitting the social media pretty hard with these ticket promos and whatnot. Are these things your guys' ideas, or is that being thrown at you by the social team?
We're just trying to grow the brand. Kirst Brothers Lacrosse. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We actually have a store up that closes November 1st. So if you want to buy some merch, feel free to check the link in our bio. But yeah, we just try to be creative, have fun with it. And we're actually starting to coach a little bit as well. We got a box clinic coming up, so hopefully we get some more New Jersey guys. I know there's a bunch of teams already, but it'd be great to give another option for kids to play. So it's good stuff. Excuse me.
How many
awesome.
how many brothers are there? How many Kirst brothers are there?
There's four. I have four younger brothers. I'm the oldest, and
Holy
so it's
shit.
good stuff.
Jesus.
That's a busy house. I mean, it's a good segue to kind of start from the beginning, man. That's usually what we do. Like, how do you guys like? Obviously you were the first to get into the game, I imagine. But like, did your dad play or your mom play or anything, or like, how'd you kind of start playing?
Yeah, our dad played. He grew up in Long Island and played at Rutgers. And then we all had a stick in our hand from a young age, and we all fell in love with it. We played a lot of other sports as well, but lacrosse was always the most fun to play. Just the back and forth and the teammates that we had. It was a lot of fun growing up.
What's the age difference? So there's 5 of you guys. How old are you, Kirsty?
Yeah. I'm 27.
And what's
My
the
other
youngest?
brother is 26. And then our other brother, I believe Cole's 23. He could be 24. And then CJ is 22. And then Caden is 17.
Okay, nice. Okay, sweet.
That's
So
wild.
Colin and your youngest brother Caden are both goaltenders. Was that right from the jump street, and was that lead to some pretty good games back in the day?
So Caden's a little bit too young for, I guess, growing up. For our
Yeah.
battles, it was always me and CJ versus Colin and Cole.
Okay.
And Caden would kind of just be on the sidelines, but it always ended a fight, and it was a lot of good battles. Yeah, it was good stuff.
So
I don't know why Caden's a goalie because of Colin, and Colin was a goalie because of my dad.
Okay, I was just gonna,
goalie?
yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Sorry.
Was your old man a goalie?
Yeah, he was a goalie.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So he never pushed like you guys to be a goalie though?
I hated the ball. I was scared of it.
Yeah. No.
And then
Crazy
we
shit.
actually needed a goalie for our 5th grade team when Colin was in grade below, or we both played up. So Colin was in third grade, I believe, and he played goalie for us because we needed one.
What did you play growing up? Because I kind of talked about it in the intro. I think it's something pretty cool about your kind of lacrosse story, but you've played all over, you've kind of played everything with a short stick at this point. What did you play growing up, and how'd that kind of positional process go?
Played midi pretty much the whole way through. Took some face-offs growing up, and then took some face-offs in high school to try to, I don't know, differentiate myself when I was younger, trying to make varsity. Because fortunate, went to a pretty good high school, Del Barton, and so I wasn't going to make it as just a regular offensive or defensive midi, so I tried facing off to get on the squad as a sophomore, and so then just always just tried to scrap it up.
Were you hitting the face-off academy with the Beast? Anything of that kind?
No, never. Oh no, I wish I should have. Oh.
Hot?
That would have been like probably just. I think you're ahead of me. That like he would have been just kind of really getting it going. I think around that time, right?
Yeah, I believe I actually went to one. Mattis, he's a Rutgers legend. He ran the clinic and got to learn a few good pointers from him. But now it's crazy. I mean, the guys that take them all the time, they're just so incredibly skilled and talented. Like, yeah, you can try your best to scrap it up, but I mean, holy cow, these guys are amazing at what they do.
Yeah,
it's like it's really crazy. I'm convinced that they have a different brain wiring where they hear the whistle first, and then they just react. I don't know. It's crazy though. They're so fast.
We always used to talk about goalies being weird, and in my experience, like some goalies are weird, some are like sort of normal. There are no normal face-off guys. Like it's 100%. They're like interesting cats, all of them.
Shout out Tucci.
Our guy this summer is Tucci. We got to get him on the podcast. This guy, Tucci was playing in Albany and like answering investment banking emails like while he's playing for the Firewolves, like during the game, like at intermissions and stuff like that. Was like cracking open the laptop and answering emails, and then eventually just decided to go all in on lacrosse. But he's a beauty.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I think the best thing about face-off guys is just like the warm-up.
Yeah.
The full-on like don't get in the drill. Just you're on the sideline. Yeah. Sometimes they don't have a stick. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're doing stuff with their hands. Sometimes they're using a stick. It's just like if you're a casual fan and like just came to like a box game and just like saw some guy just kind of in the middle of the field just do it, you'd be like, what's that guy doing compared to everybody else?
Yeah. So, I mean, take us through we'll go to kind of the recruiting process for you. Like you're working through high school. Obviously you're playing at a pretty good program. You mentioned it, but like, how does Villanova come up? How does that recruiting process work for you?
Good question. I was pretty much a late bloomer. Played every recruiting tournament uncommitted. Was getting some looks here and there, but I wanted to try to go to a school that I wouldn't be able to get into on my own without lacrosse. And so my SATs were unfortunately a little low. Same with the ACT. So I ultimately decided to do a postgraduate year at Lawrenceville. And then when I decided that, then Villanova came in the works. And one of my best buddies from high school, he was going there as well. He plays on the Swarm, TJ Camizio. And so it was just a great thought. And it ended up being a blast going there, getting to play with him.
Well, there's a pretty good Villanova, Del Barton pipeline, like outside of lacrosse too, right? Like a lot of guys from there's obviously a big lacrosse community that goes there, but isn't there a lot of regular students that go there too?
There are. I think it's like they send around 10 or 11 kids a year.
Crazy.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Just for one school too. And there's only now I think the school might be bigger, but when I graduated, there was like 110 kids in the grade.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely a big group goes there every year.
Well, and
What was your recruiting visit like? Because I know, you know, not a house party school, Villanova. So, you have any fun on the recruiting visit, or what was that like?
I did not. I'm kind of I like to have fun, and so I kept it straight on that weekend. I didn't want to get in trouble before I got there, so I didn't do too much. But a couple guys did. They had a blast, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
so I mean, first season you kind of step on campus. Donnie talked about it a little bit. Like you start off playing midfield, and it looks like you're taking quite a few faceoffs too. Was that kind of like was that the plan from the get go, or was that like something again that like you did in high school to differentiate yourself?
Exactly, differentiation factor. Was able to step on the field, and I mean, I didn't really care if I was losing as long as I would compete and get out there. So I thought it would be better than not. So yeah, just tried to scrap it up, and I don't think I had a great face off percentage, but it was fun to get out there and run around.
What you guys had a couple really good players in that time. What was Cuccinello like? He kind of passed the torch down to you and eventually Keegan and some other guys, but I kind of had a cup of coffee with him on the Cannons. What was he like to kind of play with?
Yeah, Cooch was great. He was you could always just get him the ball and he's going to do something with it, no matter who was guarding him. He was so big and strong too, and righty lefty, and just overall great teammate and great captain as well. Yeah, he was a pleasure to be around. He's another Jersey guy too. It's good stuff.
all Jersey guys on Nova, man.
Hell yeah.
Bunch of Delta guys.
Talk a little bit about you. I mean, throughout the process there over the next kind of couple of years, you transitioned to being an O-Midi, putting up 50 points. Like were you putting like more time in, or just like by the time you were kind of taking faceoffs and like getting on the field, they kind of saw what you could do?
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoy playing offense more. But if that's not available, then I would just do whatever I could to help and play. And always, working on the game with going home and fortunately having a bunch of younger brothers who really care about the sport as well. And that kind of pushes you. And then obviously during the D1 schedule, you're playing all the time. So there's a lot of opportunities to work on your game. And then, yeah, we had some guys graduate, and I was able to fill a role in and get more touches on offense, and it was just a lot of fun, and it was good stuff.
So I think a lot of folks, we have a lot of Canadian listeners. I think a lot of folks south of the border probably kind of like are more familiar with this story, but kind of, I would assume the plan was just to finish at Nova, without COVID coming in, finish and graduate. You end up going to Rutgers with Colin to honor your late father. Just kind of talk about that kind of process, how it came up, and then how you kind of ended up playing for Rutgers.
Yeah, so Colin entered the portal. I was originally going back to Villanova. Had an unbelievable 3.5 years, call it, or I guess 3 3/4. And wanted to go back, was fully on board to go back. And then Colin entered the portal and was like, hey, I'm going to go to Rutgers. Both our parents went there. Dad played there. And so when he said that, I kind of pulled out of Villanova and then said, you know what, I'm going to go with you. This would be pretty cool. And let's try to make a run at this thing together. And Colin had never played before. He didn't really play at Lehigh. And then he was fortunate to have 2 really solid years. And now he's a goalie for the Cannons and for the Dogs a little bit here. But yeah, it was overall, just looking back, it was such a unique opportunity and so special to play for Rutgers and carry out my dad's legacy with Colin. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to live with him, and we had a blast. So it was good stuff.
Was Cole or CJ ever close to coming that year?
We were trying to pull CJ from Cornell, but
Yeah.
he was like, I don't know if I could do that. But and Coley was gonna graduate, so he had to graduate, so he wasn't doing it. But
Got it.
we could have got CJ after freshman year. But,
Yeah, for context, this was the year that we didn't play. So CJ was unenrolled from Cornell in the spring. So I mean, it's after the fact. He stayed at Cornell, so it's a good story now. But yeah, I'm sure you were trying. But obviously, you guys were really good that year. In big part because of you and Colin. But when did you kind of know that you had a chance to kind of make a run, and what was that kind of year like? Doing the 1 year, new teammates, and kind of having a good team.
Yeah, it was definitely unique and a pretty wild experience because you're coming in as a fifth year and everyone's already got their buddies and like the grades, but being a little bit outgoing and having fun with the guys, getting to know and getting in within the cloth of the team. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know. It's I have a lot of fun just going out for practice and bringing juice, and that kind of was a little bit of an eye opener for everyone, and just competing, and so it was easy to fit in, and because everyone else did that there as well, so it was a lot of fun. I don't know if that answered that, but
yeah. And then what about the
it's cool because
Go ahead. Sorry.
Because they were coming off not a great year before COVID, and then to turn it around, it's pretty awesome.
And then that was also the one kind of stop where you did play attack. When did that decision get made? I think you played attack. That's certainly my memory. When did that decision get made? How was that transition for you? And just kind of another interesting stop on your journey.
Yeah, our middies were loaded, and it was they were like, we could sprinkle you in here, but you could get more touches down at attack. And I was like, all right, I'm all in. So yeah, we had like 6 horses, and that's, you asked when did you know like that you guys would have success? Like we were really good in the middle of the field that year. But yeah, then I got moved down. It was great.
I think you might be the first guy that's ever happened to, by the way. They said, we had too many middies. Do you want to play attack? Like that has never happened.
Yeah, but it was, I would just still hang out in my midfield spot, and coach would be like, what are you doing? I'm like,
yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know if I've heard of guys either like taking 90 face-offs in your freshman year, and then you go finish off a fifth year and you're third team All-American as an attackman. It's like, I don't know if something like that's happened before.
I don't know. Maybe.
We might have to get our stat guys looking that one up. But I mean, that year, what you guys lost in the quarterfinals. Walk us through kind of like that season, and then maybe kind of like what you remember finishing off there.
Yeah, well, we only played a Big Ten schedule, and so we played everyone twice, and then we went into the Big Ten tournament, and then we lost to Hopkins in the semis. But like it was kind of crazy, and I've never played in the NLL playoffs, but like the series aspect to it, I find to be so unique, and hopefully one day I get to experience that. But like, it was every game. I don't know. You played the guy a couple weeks prior, and then you go into the tournament, and you're like, oh, we played Hopkins 3 times this year. But yeah, and then we got the bid, thankfully, and we ended up playing Lehigh against my other brother Cole, which was awesome. And then we ended up playing UNC, and we lost. It was the hottest day ever. It was crazy. I'll never forget. Just cramping, asking for mustard on the sideline. And I had an equipment guy go to the hot dog stand and get me some mustard. He brought back brown mustard. I'm like, dude, I need a yellow mustard. But yeah, we ended up losing in overtime, which sucked. But overall, it was a great year. Great year.
Where was that quarterfinal game?
It was at Hofstra.
I was gonna say, when you said hottest day ever, I just thought of Marine Corps because that's That's what most people say is the hottest day ever. So,
Yeah.
it's funny. I forgot that you guys played against Cole because I wanted to ask too about the next year. Final Four, Colin and CJ are going at it against each other in the Final Four. From your perspective, watching your two brothers in the semifinals, what was that day like?
Yeah, I was at PLL training camp, which was I
Oh,
played on a different team back then, but
yeah.
um, I wanted Colin and Rutgers to win so bad because CJ's got a bunch of other years to get a crack at it. But it was, I mean, it was not a great game, but it was definitely really cool to see. Just those two going at it.
Yeah, there's a great photo of CJ chasing. Colin's got the ball. CJ's chasing him around, and they're both laughing in the Final Four. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's awesome.
That's good stuff. I mean, well, take us into You mentioned the PLL. Like, what do you remember from the draft experience? Like, did you kind of have an idea of where you were going to end up, or how did all that work?
I had no clue. I talked to a couple teams going in, but I still didn't really have any idea. And then it was a big eye opener going to that camp. Just the amount of skill out there, and I mean, I'm a fan, and that was a little bit of a tough adjustment. But I had some great teammates that got in my ear and were like, "Hey, like, you can't be a fan out here. You got to go out there and compete." Obviously, I was competing, but I don't know. It's definitely an adjustment from college. Sorry.
What was that,
What
Paul?
is
Just asking for autographs on the side as you're competing.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this guy. I'm like, fucking right, it's awesome. But yeah, and then I was fortunate to play on a great Whip Snakes team for a couple years. Play with some great guys, and then now I'm couldn't be happier to be on the Cannons.
And when you went to the Whip Snakes, it was kind of back to defense a little bit too. It was like kind of back to your roots a little bit. Was that immediate as well?
No, I was playing. So I played offense a little bit, but I was not. I was not playing to the standards that I needed to be at. So then I was able to find a role being that D tranny guy, and just another thing, trying to get on the field, and then trying to do the same for the Cannons as well now. But yeah, it was a great experience, and excited for what's to come with the Cannons.
Yeah, it's a crazy career arc, man. Like all your the different positions. It's crazy, but maybe we get into NLL. So doing some research, trying to figure it out. Were you actually drafted? I couldn't figure out where you were drafted, or was it a free agent signing?
I was not drafted. Free agent signing. I really wanted to play, but I never had any experience, and so I at Villanova I would go to a lot of the Wings games, and I just loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing, and just a great version of lacrosse, and always wanted to play, and so now and then didn't get drafted, and then ultimately signed with Georgia. They were the coach. John Arlotta reached out and had a great time there, and then now for the Dogs, baby.
You mentioned you and TJ are really close. TJ Camizio obviously still having a really good career down there in Georgia. Did you guys start together and kind of just go in together?
He was on the practice squad the year prior. Then the league got shut down because of COVID, and then we went to camp together that following year. And was fortunate. There was a lot of great guys on that team that helped me out a ton. Just with and the coaches as well, coaching the game and teaching the game, and really giving me a chance to learn it, because it is a huge adjustment. I mean, there are so many times where I'm going out to the boards and I'm just getting smoked on a pick. And they're like, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, fuck. But they stuck with it, and still I'm learning out there today.
I mean, that's a
That
good
was
look. Yeah, go ahead, Paulie.
no, so that was your first like taste, like you had no prior box experience till like you got to Georgia, essentially.
I mean, I played in like one tournament where they're
Yeah.
just ripping down the alley and shooting in like middle school. But yeah, no real experience. Um,
That's
and I
unreal.
look back, I'm like, that's crazy that we. I mean, our club team had like little practices here and there, but
Yeah.
nothing serious.
No, like yeah, formal like teaching. It's like because like now, like it's growing obviously kind of everywhere, and you get like Americans are getting like some good like box coaching now, kind of sprinkled out all throughout the state. So it's pretty crazy because yeah, man, like it's again, I've seen it, and it's tough, man. For it's getting easier for you guys like Americans coming because again, there's some prior like box, but like yeah, for the first couple of years when guys are just coming strictly like from field and never playing box, like it, I don't think people realize how big of an adjustment it is for going to box.
Oh, big time. It's there's so many little nuances that you got to pick up. It's pretty crazy, and you kind of need the right like environment and teammates to
For
kind of
sure.
give you the time of day.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
What was the hardest part for you to learn? Again, coming out the back door and specifically, what was kind of the trickiest part to pick up?
Uh, the 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 pick
Right.
game, um, and like where it all happens. That was the hardest part. And still is tough today.
Yeah,
But we're watching more film and picking it up. Um, but yeah, and it's not just that; it's just the speed too. It's like it's crazy. You can get off ball picked, and you give a step. Like these guys, everyone's so skilled. It's nuts. Just the balls in the back of the net.
yeah.
So,
Go ahead, Danny.
well, yeah, I was just gonna say, like, talk to us about the expansion draft again. Like, we're kind of revisiting another draft here, but when that goes on and you're not protected in Georgia, what like were you getting phone calls? Like, did you know that was gonna happen, or was that a surprise to you?
It all happened pretty fast, and I kind of knew, but not at the same time. And it was tough, right? I had such a great experience playing for Georgia, and I'm forever thankful. And they, uh, they're a great organization, and I learned from a ton of great guys. I could go down the line of people that I look up to over there. And yeah, it was tough, but also exciting at the same time. Get to play way more. I mean, not way more, but for a team that has no identity. And so, it's been fun so far, and hopefully we can turn the corner here. It's been fun but tough, but we'll see. We got Donnie now, so let's go.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
Danger.
like that,
Danger's
like,
coming.
like that's gonna fucking help.
Hell yeah, it will.
That's good.
League
Well,
meeting.
hey, now you can't say you never got drafted. Hey, you've been drafted now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Donnie's gotta wear, I think this year, like those Guardian helmets. They just gotta get Donnie those gloves. You gotta put Guardian helmet on him, break his hand.
Hey, I don't know if you saw Paul that clip of Tua saying he wasn't going to wear the Guardian cap. I was joking about my old Junior A helmet. I was like, wow, we had different philosophies on coming back from the concussions. I would have had 6 Guardian caps on.
Yes.
Um,
Tape a mattress on your head.
yeah.
What I mean, so once all that happens, right? You get picked to Vegas and stuff, and like, did they right away kind of let you know that they wanted you to live in market, or did that kind of happen at a later date?
It all they had us come out a couple of the guys that they picked. We did a little camp, for the community out here. And then when we were out here, they brought it up, and I was fortunate I was able to do it with work, and the thought of flying back and forth, I didn't really want to do. And so kind of moved out here. And I guess I've been here. This is going to be the third year. So yeah.
I mean, also hard sell to go live in Vegas too. Like that's
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
tough spot. Hey, do you want to come live in Vegas for an expansion game? Like, yeah, it's a tough sell. I mean, yeah, I might fly across country and rather than just live right in Vegas for a season for sure.
Touching on that, I mean, one of the guys I know well and has lived there for a little while is Jacob Rouet. What's it been like? What's it been like getting to know that guy?
Oh, he's the man. Rooster is awesome. He's actually just here last night, and he flew back for work today. But he's a great teammate and just great to have in the room. And he has a motor too out on the floor as well. But yeah, it's a real pleasure to be around him. He's awesome.
On the floor and off the floor motor on Rouet, to say the least.
We've had Rooster on the show. We've also had the Big Rig on the show, and he was obviously a teammate, but also a roommate of yours. What's it like living with him?
He's great. He's always got something going on, which is hilarious. But he's awesome. We've had a lot of fun together, and yeah, it's been we've had a great. Hopefully, we've become great friends. So it's, yeah.
Well, I think I'm the last one here to be teammates with him, right? Lomi, you played with him. Have you crossed paths with him?
No.
No, I don't know if I.
He was.
No,
Yeah.
I had him in Roch, and then
right.
then he went to Vegas, and then Lomi came to Roch.
I feel like I've played with him at some point though. Might have been like.
Nah, he never did.
No, but I'm saying like we might have played together on the Monarchs and
the Nationals.
The Monarchs in the ALL or something, because I've definitely heard that laugh. Oh, it's ingrained in my mind. I can't forget it. But yeah, there was definitely one point. I can't remember if it was like Coburg or with in the ALL there. But
and then plus you and your brothers have your lacrosse company, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be coaching up the youth.
Sweet, let's go. You gonna do
box New Jersey guys in the NLL? Sorry,
you gonna do box and field, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, we're doing a box clinic over Christmas break, and yeah, just I know there's a lot of teams that now are available to kids, but it'd be great to coach them up and get more sticks and hands in the box. It's such a way more fun version of the sport, I think. Like your guys' junior system and the whole system, I think, is awesome. My younger brother was fortunate to go and play for Mimico, and just it's unbelievable. And because I had no idea really. Until
honestly, up until kind of the last, and there was always like a cop, maybe like here and there'd be like a random American that would come up to junior, but like I feel like these last like kind of 2-3 seasons, it's been like an explosion of guys coming up and playing junior, which is like, again, it was kind of unheard of, which is, again, it's only helping the game, helping you guys, helping us, and like. The other thing too is these guys are having success, which is like amazing. So it's awesome to see.
It's awesome. Also, this Waddy's he's like the GM for Whitby, and he's always making moves. It's awesome.
Yeah,
we're trying to. I don't know. They didn't have a great year.
Hey, it's a sore subject. That's a topic for another podcast. But you kind of talked about teaching the American kids how to play. Good segue into just your recent experience up in Utica. What the best finish obviously ever for Team USA at that event. just kind of what was that team like, and when did you guys kind of realize that, hey, we got a chance to kind of make some noise that you hadn't previously made?
Yeah, the team was great. We had a lot of fun together. Played a ton of Catan. It was awesome. I live for that game now. Yeah, it was overall just a great couple weeks together. Obviously, unfortunate ending, but I mean, yeah, it was great battles out there, it was a lot of fun to play in. It's pretty intense, and it's good stuff.
Who's the diehard Catan? Like who brought Catan?
Birdie brought Catan.
Okay.
We had a bunch of guys playing. Wags was playing, Kamiz was playing. Yeah, and CJ was playing, I was playing. We just rotated. It was good stuff. Pretty much every opportunity we had, we sat down and played Catan, and then Schnarps was going. Schnarps was going, and then I forget another game was going too. But we had a little conference room that everyone would chill in, so it was a lot of fun. You can imagine 2 weeks of summer camp.
Who's the best and worst Schnarps player?
Shit. It was pretty evenly dispersed, but I mean, you could say Timmy Edwards was always towards the end. He was pretty good.
What's like? I mean, outside of the lacrosse part of it, in terms of kind of like the playing, the winning, or winning silver and stuff. What's like the most memorable part of that whole kind of 2-week journey for you?
That's a great question. I was fortunate to be roommates with CJ, and kind of playing and competing with him will forever stick with me. Because I don't know, another big part of the NLL and box as a whole is like it's like the locker room going into the game. It's like way more. I don't know. It's different than field. And so just having those moments together before going out there, it's just something I'll never forget. It was pretty awesome. Unfortunate ending, but it was pretty cool to suit up with him like that and hang out with him the whole time.
Were you on the floor when Goa made that save on Lyle right at the end, and what was kind of going through your head?
I was not on the floor, but what a save! Holy cow!
Fingertips.
Crazy save. I mean, he won the game.
That's another guy.
Mean, not a great defense to give up that shot. Holy cow! I gotta call Wags tomorrow. No, it's all good. But yeah, what a save! Holy cow!
Had you ever played with Goa before that?
No, never played with him.
I mean, because in my mind, he's like, I got a soft spot for him because I think he's an all-time hilarious guy. Like, what was it like spending time with him for that 2 weeks?
Yeah, he's great. He's great. I like to say auga before the game starts and like you play. I don't know if you guys are Entourage fans, but it always cracks me up and makes it a little looser, Johnny Drama. And so I mean, it would just he loved it. And so he would always say it back. It was good stuff. But he's the man. We're talking about his business that he's got going on, and it's good stuff.
I mean, we did our team trip like when we played down in Georgia. We like took a bus, ventured up to Nashville, and like I swear to God, every single human like that was walking down Broadway wanted to give this guy a hug. Like it was like a giant teddy bear. Like they're running up to him, and he's just loving it, man. He's an all-time guy.
He is. He's great.
So I mean, we've had you for a while. Like maybe what we usually like to kind of ask guys at the end to cap it off is like reasoning behind the number that you wear. Is there anything kind of special for you, or where does that come from?
Yeah, I wear 34 for Bobby Lawrence. I was a ball boy for Summit High School, the team that my dad coached, and he was a defender, and he was nasty. My favorite player, and so yeah, wear 34 because of him. He ended up having a great career at Colgate, and yeah, he's stud out there.
Love
And I
that.
was
And
a
then
young buck, and I'm like, damn, I want to be 34.
and then the last part is like some, guys historically have had like a super old piece of gear or like a certain ritual they do before a game. You kind of told us your ritual there, but is there like anything particular you have about your equipment or anything you've got to do before a game?
Not really. I mean, I guess I tape my stick, but I just got into the peppermint oil, so I've been doing that.
What,
I
like
did it
under the
before.
boat?
I did it before this. I was falling asleep watching the Giants and the Steelers, but and at the split screen World Series too. But I got a little in my eye. I was tearing up, but it went away now. I don't know if you guys have ever tried peppermint oil.
I've
Dude,
never done that.
what
Yeah.
is this?
Do you do it under the nose, or what do you
I
do?
do it under the nose and I do it on my cheeks,
Yeah,
and that's what
okay.
gets me. Yeah.
It just wakes you
Yeah.
up?
Wakes you up. You clears your sinuses. You can breathe like a champion. Yeah, it's good stuff.
That's
My wife,
amazing.
my wife was a part of like the old like pyramid scheme. She was selling them for a bit.
No way.
Yeah. We got lavender, we got peppermint oil, we got frankincense, we got the whole kit caboodle.
That reminds me of like the Burt's Bees. You guys ever? That was
Bees
like
him. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
you
I
put
used
the
to
bees
bees.
in
I used to bees the shit out of my eyes when we were at school. It would be like, all right, like we're gonna take some pre-workout and then we're gonna put some bees under our Burt's Bees under our eyes and just get ready for lift here. But that's hilarious. But
Yeah, that's
Donnie,
awesome.
Donnie, you got anything else for Kirsty before we let him go?
No, man. Yeah, just looking forward to getting to work here. Like I said, I obviously had the old chalk hands this summer, but now you're locked into 10 months a year with me. So buckle up. There's a lot of overthinking coming your way. So
yeah.
yeah, these guys, these guys already know it's.
You're gonna have
Davis
to
spot
get
on the
your
couch for this therapy session.
Yeah.
be prepared. Be prepared to talk chicks.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're coaching, right? Next Tuesday, I think we're doing some coaching together. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Should be a great time.
Mm-hmm.
First weekend this weekend. When are you guys starting up?
We started last weekend. This past
Oh,
one.
no kidding.
Yeah, so I'm in a bit of a wheelchair right now, but we'll be all right. We got the sorenesses back.
The hips go first. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta start doing Pilates.
I've heard that helps, but I'm always too scared to go in there and get embarrassed in front of all the chicks to do it. I don't need that. I don't need something else standing in my way. Good stuff, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. That was a lot of fun to sit through and hear your story. And again, another story of an American kind of entering the game and having some fun with it and some success. So congrats on that so far and good luck this year, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Good luck as well. Have a great rest of your week and take it easy.
Well, that was Kirsty. Great little interview there. What a lacrosse journey, man. Crazy I don't think I've ever heard of someone taking faceoffs freshman year and then rolling into being an All-American attackman. It's kind of crazy, but
And then playing defense in box at a very high level, an all-world defender in box as a guy who was playing attack a few years ago. And he had a really good year. He played him more out the offensive door for the Cannons this summer. He had 15 points, which in the PLL is a lot, especially for a guy playing both ways. So, yeah, he's just a lacrosse player. And if you're a parent listening to that, just have your kid fucking play lacrosse. Like, indoors,
everything.
outdoors, yeah.
Beat the wheels off your brothers on the front lawn. It works.
Well, it is funny. Like for Canadian fans who might not be aware, CJ is the favorite to win the Twarton this year. So they say pressure either bursts pipes or it makes diamonds, and in their case, it made 4 pretty good players, and Caden starting his career at Rutgers this year. So they're the best.
That's good stuff. I also noticed he said good stuff a lot, and I started saying good stuff back.
yeah.
We were having a good stuff. We were having a good stuff off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. PLL pack.
Let's
number
go.
2. Reminder: 8 standard, 9 special. So we'll see how many we get here. Double reminder: I'm not in this pack. Triple reminder: I paid for these with my own money.
Quadruple reminder: Donnie's a loser.
I think we got a 9-piece. Wait, what? We got 9 again.
Let's
There's
go.
a lot in here.
Hey,
dude,
hold
no
on.
way.
What?
Are you sure it's not just 9 standard and you didn't make like?
Yeah, maybe it's just 10. 10 is the bonus pack.
No, it says 8 cards per pack. It says it on there.
But they just give everyone 9, so everyone feels like they're winning. That's awesome.
I mean, this is a little wild. First card, Cole Kirst.
Whoa, Kirsty Junes.
How about that? Kirsty Junes, yep. Brennan O'Neill, first overall pick. Box and
Nielsen.
field. Is that good? Another Matt Dunn card. We already have that one.
Yep, the Dunman.
Dunner. Oh, another wrench. Colin Heacock.
Oh.
Let's go.
Corner.
The wrenchman. Former teammate of Paulie's, current teammate of Dan's, Rylan Reese.
Yep, took his face off by accident in camp this weekend. What's up, Reeser?
Oh, this one's gonna test you on the nicknames. It's Connor Marr, Maher. Connor Marr. Marzi. All right. We got another Nick Rowlett. We got him in the OG pack.
Yeah, we already went Rousey on him, I think.
Yeah, the Row Dog. All name team, Ronan Jacoby.
Jacko.
Brissett. That works. Brissett. That's a good one. And then our collectible today is one of only 77. And
That's
a lot. Chris Gray.
Oh.
Yep. So there you go. 14 of 77.
I don't know why my temptation was to just call him Blue. Because
I don't know. That's pretty impressive that we've got. So our collectibles now are Chris Gray, Liam Entenmann. See the nice.
Wow. Oh, they're holographic.
Yep.
I like how they're doing this,
the
though.
little numbers over here.
You only get 8 cards. Just kidding. Everyone gets 9. Everyone feels like a winner. We were making jokes about how they sent this weekend how they had sent everyone like the 1 of 2 card of themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine just like walking into a guy's like bedroom and he's just got his own card like framed on his bedside table. It's like, oh yeah, look at me. But yeah, good idea. The NLL should get on this because it would be a lot of fun.
Well, hey, we now have duplicates of Matt Dunn and Colin Heacock. If you would like those, get in contact with us. Of course, if you know the history of Back of the Bird, we're never going to send it. But let us know. We'll send it to you. Yeah.
We'll get it to you as soon as Lion Eyes.
Yeah.
As soon as Lion Eyes is back in business, you guys can have those cards.
Yep. As soon as Creppy gets on whatever he was supposed to get on, that poor guy's still waiting on something.
Oh, his tarps gear. Yeah, they went out of business.
Yeah, so Lion Eyes first, then Tarps. Then we're sending the cards out.
And if you're interested in sponsoring Back of the Bird, please send us an email.
Yeah.
We'll put your business right under.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to mail anything, yeah, we're good.
Oh my god, I forgot Tarps went under. I remember seeing like the last post that was like, our stuff's on sale 90% off because we're done. But wasn't that your buddy's thing, Paul?
Yeah, I played junior with him.
Wow.
And then, yeah, there was talks of, again, I don't know how hot and heavy they were, but there was talks of me coming to do like a photo shoot, and I was just like, nah, I'm okay, man. Like,
yeah,
just send me, like, And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, I saw that post. I'm like, dude, what happened? He's like, just dude, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Like, we're not going anywhere. We're done. Sweet, man. I mean, I love the
love
stuff, but congrats.
Yep. Chasing
Congrats
the
on
American dream. But yeah, I mean, again, a great episode there. We appreciate all you guys listening. Is there anything else we want to touch on before we wrap it up?
Go Dogs.
Paulie, good. Both you guys, good luck this weekend.
What do you guys do? What do you guys Tuesday night?
No, we're off all week.
Go back the weekend?
Nope.
They're off this whole weekend. Yeah.
All right. Let the boys rest. Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
you guys enjoy it.
I got nothing.
Good stuff. Okay, well that does it for episode 125. Back of the Bird. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll chat with you next week.
See you later.